Hey guys, I'm coming at you from the future for this intro. I kinda hacked the last one, but hopefully you had a safe and fruitful Halloween, and hopefully you exploited your neighbors for a lot of candy. Hailing good tidings, my hatchet-wielding bands of bandits, and welcome back to the madness and mayhem of Borderlands 4. Last time on Borderlands 4, we crashed through Saul's defenses and besieged his bay of bioweapons, and liberated the launch pad and the Outbounders from fearing his chemical assaults. Shortly thereafter, we laid siege to Saul's indomitable fortress, and took out the Goldmember himself by turning his own locust chemical invention against him. After quite a lengthy battle, and with Saul liquefying beneath our boots, we made our way to the northern hemispheres of Kairos, into the windshear of the Terminus Range, in order to retrieve the command bolt of Vile Lictor, a crazed scientist obsessed with transcending the corporeal bounds of humanity by digitizing himself into a higher life form. Meeting with the augurs of Belton's Boar, an enclave of reserved and traditional spiritualists, and with the help of Defiant Calder and the Tiger of Partali herself, the famed Siren Amara, who had crash-landed the Sanctuary 3 upon Kairos in search of Lilith, we assault Vile Lictor's Iridium reserves. Through reverse experimentation into channeling the path of Iridium and its connection to Siren energy, and from breaking into his black site, an experimental ground for inhumane experiments, we come to learn that the inexplicable phase abilities carried by the Sirens originate from an immaterial realm called the Phase Dimension, and through our trifling, we inadvertently free a mysterious white-robed figure from a contained phase portal, who mysteriously vanishes. Upon finally facing and felling the villainous Vile Lictor, we come face to face with the same robed figure from before, now revealing themselves to be none other than RJ, the aspiring Vault Hunter who helped us breach prison and escape the Timekeeper's captivity, whom we believed and dismissed as dead before, who survived his encounter with the Timekeeper, only to be used and purposed as a tool for Vile Lictor's cruel and inhumane methods of torture and experimentation. For reasons unknown, RJ is now aggressed to us, and warns us with an ultimatum to stop our heroicism, or be met with a grim fate that we couldn't begin to fathom, likely leading to us altering the very bounds of time and fate itself. With more questions than answers, we now make pilgrimage to the scathed and scorched lands of the Moonfall to obtain the command bolt of Callus, the Ripper Queen. Welcome back to Borderlands 4. God, did I fucking nail that or what? Let's fucking go.
I'm sorry to say I'm in a rather gloomy mood.
I don't give a shit. Your part of the story is over, old man. No more do I have to listen to your crackpot theory bullshit. No more do I have to listen to you trying to contact the aliens with the fucking broken TV antenna. We're on to bigger and better and possibly more dangerous things. I don't know. I think trying to digitize yourself into a higher being kinda goes pretty hard. That's a little bit difficult to top, but we'll see if Borderlands 4 can do it. Alright, so off we go. So we are heading to this distress call. So, as I was playing last time off-screen a little bit after I had ended, I went to the desert section a little bit, and I got this message from this guy named Quent, who we're going to meet right now. If I can actually go the right way, and not have my fucking dumbass turned around. The map in this is so fucking hard. Like, I know they have this weird, like, digital, like, make your way thing. Like, you can go to your objective by following the fucking stupid immaterial lines and shit, whatever. Like, I'm so goddamn directionally challenged. Like, this world is so fucking big, it's so easy to get lost. Because relation-wise, you think one thing is one place, and then that one thing isn't that one place where you thought it was, so. Alright, so we're making our way to the desert region now. And as I stated before, I've been around all the regions quite a bit. I've done literally every side quest available to me on my other character, I just haven't done any of the main story shit, so it's literally the same ballgame as it was before. We're just gonna go figure out the story elements. Cause I'm not gonna lie, trying to fill stream with just running around doing random bullshit kinda sucks, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit hard to do with, unless you're fucking around and co-oping with friends, I think. Because you're just going and unlocking safe houses, liberating camps, whatever. You're fucking gaining the weird little SDU tokens or whatever to go slot into the thing. They look like 70s TV remotes. They're really weird. Next time I come across one, I'll hold it up for the fucking just for the joke to land, just for the joke to make sense. But trust me, it does. You can't see it, but it does make sense. Alright, so we're finally in the desert region. So this is the Moonfall, and apparently at the core of Elpis is like this weird black dimensional portal, and I'm guessing that's what the phase dimension is. So I'm guessing the sirens are actually like powered by moon essence or some weird shit, and the phase dimension is sealed within the core of the moon. I don't know. It's purple, their powers are purple, phase starts with a P, purple is purple. Kinda makes sense. I don't know. It's just a straw grab, but I think it makes sense. So let's hope I'm actually going the right way. Jesus Christ, I did not bother to check, and I really don't want to drive all the way back down this fucking mountain. Okay, here we go.
Vault Hunter, are you close? The Rippers are outside.
Not particularly, but that doesn't mean that I can't arrive whenever I want.
Is dated at best.
I'm on it. Just close your eyes and endure.
Just close your eyes and endure. Oh wow, this is the first time I've actually ever seen one of these dudes. I've actually never seen the ones with the 4 arms. I saw them in the trailer, but literally this entire time that I've been playing, I've never seen one of those guys before. First time for that. I also gotta hope and pray that I can get myself some better gear. This is a legendary shotgun, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the Ravager, or some weird shit. Let's see. Yeah, it's called the Gore Master. That sounds a hell of a lot more deadly than Ravager. I don't know, like, it sounds like a German butchery. If you want to go and get butchered meat, Germany is literally, like, there's no better place on earth. If the delicatessen manager was named the Gore Master, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll buy my shit from here, you know? And, I did farm all the bosses that we killed on screen last time, so I killed Vile Lictor a few times, and he seems to drop a lot of legendary class mods. He also drops a legendary grenade mod, and he drops this one gun called the Ruby's Grasp, which is a TDR pistol that throws, like, 4 at the same time, upon your reload. And I don't know what characters go with TDR weapons yet, but I started playing Rafa a little bit. And Rafa's a little bit weird, because Rafa is a melee character, and because Rafa is a fucking melee character, you would expect him to be really good at melee, right? He doesn't get a lot of damage reduction, and it kind of fucking sucks. And the reason it sucks is because you go into his action skill, and, like, rather than getting damage reduction and being able to teleport and, like, stab things and, like, melee the fuck out of shit, it's weird. It goes all, like, third person, and then you just get shot down in, like, 3 seconds, and it fucking sucks ass. So, I went with Rafa's Peacebreaker cannons instead, and I'm having a lot more fun with Rafa that way. But, starting out with Rafa was a hell of a lot harder than starting out with Vex. Even with Rafa on normal, it fucking sucked a hell of a lot harder than starting the game with Vex on hard. So, yeah.
Wait, you can fight?
I mean, I can. I just prefer not to. Until a few years ago, the only thing
Yeah, I'm never helping you again, asshole. That's the last time you're taking advantage of my generosity. Yeah, but as I expressed before, the difficulties basically just matter in terms of, elemental attributions and weaknesses and shit like that. So it's not really a big deal whether you play on normal or hard, but, like, normal is a bit easier, because, like, the damage reduction to different varying elemental types and weaknesses isn't as cross-stricken. So, like, there's not as much incentive to actually give a shit about the elemental differences and uniqueness of enemy properties. But it's not too terribly bad. But with Rafa, it was fucking miserable at the start. Like, it was just literally hordes and hordes and hordes of Rippers and going down by everything every fucking 3 seconds, whereas Vex has, like, I guess, things that operate independently, that, like, when you go down, they can go off and kill shit for you, so you have them in conjunction with you trying to effort, you know, yourself back up and shit.
Carcadia to get her old bolt. My fire team was supposed to sneak attack their catapults.
I might want to be listening to what this dude is saying because it's story integral and it's probably important, but he looks like a big fucking nerd with this doofy Beatles-ass haircut, so I'm not gonna bother. Hey, what's up, Mario? Queen, thank you very much.
Okay, let's try.
How's it going?
Levain, how are you?
We'll see when Neo 3 comes out. You might want to reserve that comment for later. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm never gonna raga at Borderlands anywhere near as hard as I'm gonna raga at a fucking Neo. I'm doing alright. We're kicking ass in Borderlands 4. We literally just started. I've taken out 2 of the big bads, and I think I'm going after the 3rd big bad now. And then we have the bald golden dick twat to go and deal with as well. So this is my first playthrough of Borderlands 4. I haven't played this at all, for shit. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what the story developments are. I've been staying free of all spoilers. Hey, what's up? Thank you for the sub, Brady. Holy shit. Thank you, man. What a cool little anniversary to getting my channel back from the cold fucking throes of the Twitch tyrants. Thanks, G. Kinda disappointed with New Game 4, to be honest. Oh, you mean for Neo 3, how they're only doing, like, 2 playthroughs? Who knows? Have faith in Team Ninja. Like, the amount of differences they made between New Game to New Game 4 for Neo with Way of the Neo is astronomical. You know, from, like, the enemy movesets, the boss movesets, the enemy placements. Oh, Ninja Gaiden. Okay. Yeah, because I heard they're only doing 2 new game cycles for the new Neo. But given that the new Neo is, like, partly open world or whatever, or it's mostly open world, I guess that makes sense. And, like, I kind of like open world shit, but I'm also kind of sick of it at the same time, if you get what I mean. Like, I feel like it's limiting in certain components and respects where, like, if you want to go out and explore this or whatever, you can do that. But it's like, at the same time, you're going to explore everything anyway. So exactly what is the incentive that you're trying to, you know, bribe people with here? I kind of like the different sectioned zones of Borderlands because it kind of gives them, you know, nature and identity, and, like, everything seems to interconnect, and everything, like, rants up to a head, whereas, like, this feels like it's kind of like a flat sandwich all the way around, and then you have, like, little peaks and spikes and stuff, you know. By the way, why does it show that my message not sent? Automod blocked it? Depends on what you said. I have no idea. No idea why it's doing that. I'm not gonna question Twitch's auto-moderation bullshit. Hopefully you can get into Silent Hill F soon. Okay, well, here's the bullshit with that. So, you remember the bullshit that went down with my former girlfriend and the house key situation and how I don't actually have a key to my residence right now? I had to go and break into my old house, my grandfather's place, and apparently it's in the family trust or something like that, so nobody directly owns it. But, I was totally down with replacing the window, you know, and paying whatever I had to pay for the window, which was like $400-something, I come to find, which is okay, whatever. I can pay $400 eventually, that's not a problem. Apparently, the city of Seattle issued an ordinance fee, or something like that, because the building isn't up to code with the broken window or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that, but instead of contesting it, my dumbass stupid fucking aunt paid it without a question, and she used her credit card to do it. So because she used her credit card to pay this fucking stupid ordinance fee from the city of Seattle that is completely inexplicable, I don't know what the issuance is, I don't know what the details are. She used her credit card, which imposes a 20% interest rate, so if she doesn't make payments to pay off whatever she fucking used the card to pay for the ordinance fee, she's fucked, and now I'm obligated to pay her at least $100 a month, up to a fucking fine of $800. So $800 plus the expense of replacing the window. So basically, essentially, all the money that I've worked my ass off to make from my brand new job, I'm now going to have to pay to cover this random fucking stupid ordinance expense. For no fucking reason at all, period. It's some fucking bullshit. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm more than happy to fucking pay to replace the window. I fucking broke it, it's my fault. No matter what the circumstances are, I don't mind replacing the window, that's one thing. To sit there and say, oh, I also have this fucking fee from the city of Seattle, blah blah blah, I'm gonna charge you 20% interest if you fail to make a payment, and you're obligated to make a payment to me of at least $100 per month on this date. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, I'm not. That's your own dumbass fault. I would have gladly gone down and explained the situation to the fucking courts had you given me the allowance to. Had you fucking told me about it instead of fucking blind paying it and fucking keeping me out of the loop. If you're gonna blame me for breaking the window, which is absolutely fine, don't get me wrong, involve me in the legality and the bullshit that's going to come with it after. I'm not paying you no fucking $1,200 for breaking a small fucking window. You're out of your fucking mind. I don't care what the city of Seattle said. I don't give two fucks. I will go and fucking contest it in court. I don't give a shit. I will be like, what the fuck is this fee being issued for? Literally, the homeowner decided to not press charges. I've replaced the window. What the fuck is with the ordinance fee? Can I get the fee reversed to her card or her method of payment so I don't have to be stuck with this fucking bullshit? Because that's some fucking nonsense. That's not my fault. I didn't expect that. Like, I needed shelter for one night, and I didn't even get it because the police showed up, right? So, like, a lot of you don't really know this about me, but I used to be quite the criminal in my youth. You know, just petty vandalism, break-ins, stuff like that. I used to be kind of a little shit as a kid. Like, nothing like with grand larceny, no grand theft auto, no murder, no bullshit like that, but, like, I would get into places that I wasn't supposed to be, you know, like, minor theft was pretty common for me, stuff like that. Like, I keep telling people that I had a rough background growing up, and, like, nobody seems to take my word for it. Like, I had a pretty rough background growing up, like, with my dad and everything, so I had to do certain things to make certain ends meet. Some of it was material, and some of it was for necessity. But, you know, it humbles you. It gives you a different life perspective, and it gives you a moral compass, so you can come to, respect people and appreciate people's boundaries and other things, you know? And, like, material possessions and, like, stuff that people work hard for that has value and shit. Yeah, but, like, I wouldn't have broken the fucking window if I was going to have to pay $1,200 for it. No, I wouldn't have done it. I ended up sleeping and spending the night in a fucking park anyway, so it's like, what the fuck, you know?
Time to get my revenge on those catapults.
So I'm gonna give her the $422. I'm gonna be like, give me the fucking court issuance, give me the fucking details of the thing, let me go to the fucking courthouse, let me contest it. Why did I break into it? By accident? No. So my girlfriend at the time, we had a really big domestic squabble, right? Like a really, really huge domestic fight that got physical. And she demanded that I give her my key. And I brushed past her and I was like, I'm not gonna relinquish the one thing that gives me shelter. You're out of your fucking mind. All my food is here. All my electronics are here. Everything I own is here. And I need ready access to it under any circumstance. I don't have anywhere else to stay. Because of financial bullshit, I've been having difficulties with finding work over the course of the past 5 or 6 months. I recently got a job at Spirit Halloween, which is seasonal, and the season is coming to an end here pretty soon, so my income is going to dry up once again. But I'm hoping that I've made a good impression on my managers, so they'll be kind enough to transfer me into Spencer's, which is the higher company with Spirit Halloween. They're affiliated. So, basically, we got into a huge domestic squabble. She demanded my key, and I didn't want to give it back to her, so I brushed past her, and she made a big fucking deal, and she was freaking out in the parking lot or whatever, and I didn't want the fucking management to come out, and I didn't want the police to get called, because I wasn't going to deal with that shit. So I was like, fine, whatever, take the fucking key. And I figured she would give it back to me when she calmed the fuck down, and we would just come to an agreement like, hey, no more physical domestic violence, no more bullshit, no more drama. Like, blah, blah, blah. That hasn't really changed. It has diminished, but it hasn't really changed. But I didn't end up getting the key back, and I still don't have the key, and it's now months and months and months later. I still don't have my key, right? So basically, I don't have free access to be where all my stuff is. So, essentially, what ended up happening is I went and stayed with a friend for a couple days, and then conditions there got unlivable really, really fast, and it was difficult because his sister has 4 kids that stay with them, and they all occupy the same room and everything like that. And I stayed with him for a couple days, and then I was like, alright, I should probably go back. She's probably calmed down by now. She didn't give me the key back. And because she didn't give me the key back, and she was still pissed off, because she's quite the moody one, if I'm being totally honest, I didn't have anywhere to stay. I know I have too much light on cam. I can't change it. Like, if I change it, it'll fuck up the camera, and then I'm gonna have to disconnect it and do a whole bunch of stupid bullshit. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I can lower the brightness of the game, and that might help the camera, because it's probably bright because of my TV, so let me do that. It won't let me do that. Okay, so I can't reduce the brightness. Let me try fucking with it.
Maybe say here goes.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good, Mario, because like the game is the game. Like the game is just the game's brightness. Yeah, I know it's good when I pause it. That's the problem.
Bring me the command so we can rise together, or you will die in this wasteland.
A little bit darker.
Callus. She taunts us.
a little bit less contrast.
Those decrepit bombs were our last hope to stop her.
There we go. That's probably about as good as I can manage, so deal with it.
The bar's closed.
Not to be that girl, but deal with it.
Like where your head's at,
But
keep
anyway, yeah,
talking.
that's the living situation. So I don't have access to my domicile right now, really. I can only be here conditionally, and it's whenever she happens to be in a good enough mood, which is fucking stupid. It's ridiculous, but whatever. It's its whole fucking thing. So, my friend gave me the suggestion. He's like, hey, you still have access to your grandparents' house, right? And I was like, yeah. So, like, for context, for reference, both my grandparents are dead. They passed away, from cancer, right? And I pretty much lived in this house my entire fucking life. So, I was like, yeah, you know what, that's a good idea. But before my dad left for Virginia, when my dad left Washington State, where I live, he took my key for that house. And he didn't have any right to take it from me. And if I needed to stay there, family would have definitely let me stay there, no problem, so I probably shouldn't have broken the window. But the problem was, is I had been walking for miles and miles and miles and miles, because I had to walk there from Edmonds, pretty much. So I had to walk quite a bit of ways. I was really exhausted. I was super fucking tired. I just needed shelter for the night. I figured, because I don't have a house key anymore, I'll just go kick the window in. And then, of course, my aunt found the broken window, and she's like, hey, what the fuck is up with this window, blah, 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 do you know anything about it? And I was like, yeah, I had to break the window in to get in. It's a whole fucking thing. So I explained the situation to her, and she's like, oh, okay, it's fine. You're lucky I'm not gonna press charges, given your situation, but blah, blah, blah. In the future, if you need a place to stay for the night, if you're having domestic problems, call me. And I was like, I didn't want to bother you. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. She's like, honey, we're old. Like, we don't give a fuck. We're up all the time. Literally just fucking call us, okay? And I was like, alright, okay. Like, I was like, I'll replace the window. Don't worry about it. Thank you for not pressing charges. But, like, I'll replace the window when I'm financially capable. Because I've had a lot of hardship getting work and shit like that. So I didn't have the money at that time, right? And then I was basically getting set up and, like, pulling out my bed and everything and getting settled in for the night. I was gonna charge my phone, get some, you know, clean drinking water and shit. And then the police pulled up, and there was, like, spotlights and floodlights in the backyard and shit. And I was like, okay, well, I better go out and introduce myself to the police before they come in here and they fucking find me, right? So I went out, introduced myself, explained the situation, said, like, this is why I broke the window in, I used to live here, here's my ID, like, here's my legal given name, blah, 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 this is my relationship to the house owners, blah, 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 like, I'm not exactly illegally here, but I'm not exactly legally here either, so it's just a difficult domestic situation right now. And they were like, oh, okay, like, everything's good, we can't allow you to stay here for the night, but blah, 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 like, if you go and fuck off, whatever, everything's good. We have to contact the owner and see if they want to press charges and whatever, and I was like, well, considering their family, they probably won't. You know, especially if I tell them the situation and everything. And, like I said, my aunt didn't press charges or anything, so everything's good in that department. And then, you know, like, now that I have a job, I can afford to replace the window. Like, if she wanted me to give me, like, 60 or 70 bucks a month, you know, to replace the window, I don't mind doing that. Whatever. It's not like I can drop 400 bucks on the spot for the window all at once. But, you know, if I had to give her a minimum payment of, like, 50 or 60 or 70 bucks a month to repair the window, okay, I'm cool with that. I'm not cool with paying an $800 fucking fee that arose out of fucking nowhere inexplicably, and I don't know any details about it, and nobody decided to fucking tell me, period. Like, you can't just spring it up on me and be like, hey, by the way, I decided to fucking pay this thing that the fucking city sent me, blah, blah, blah. They issued a fine. I'm not gonna tell you what the fuck the fine is for. This is your fault for breaking the window. This isn't my problem, blah, blah, blah. Pay me $800. I'm like, no, you're out of your fucking mind. You're absolutely the fuck out of your mind. I've been looking for work for 5 or 6 months. I have literally no money to my name aside from like $300 or $400. Because of bills and shit like that, and, like, having to buy food and necessities and shit, you know, stuff that comes first. Which is why I haven't played Silent Hill F yet, by the way. I'm still trying to save up funds for that and stuff, so I'm trying to be financially responsible, I'm trying to be financially accountable, so I don't blow a whole bunch of money on something I don't necessarily need right away. As much as I want to play it, I just don't have the finances for it right now. And given that I have the stupid window fucking ordinance fee from Seattle, now I have bigger, you know, obligations to meet.